Welcome to Season 3 of Out of the Shadows with Torino. As a reminder, last season we came 5th, so we'll step down into Europa League this season. Without further ado, let's get into the video where I'll start by catching up with the squad. So Milinkovic-Savic won't be a part of our squad anymore. We've sent him to Hellas Verona. He's on loan for this season and then he'll be joining for, I think it's 1.5 million. So as our number 1 for this year, replacing Milinkovic-Savic, we've brought in Robert Sanchez on loan from Chelsea. We've kept this guy as a backup. I have no idea how you say his last name, so I'm just going to keep calling him this guy. As our right-sided centre-back in the free, we've brought in Martin Vitic from Sparta Prague. We've brought him for 8.25 million. We've sold Daniel Rugani to Roma for 12 million. I didn't overly like that we sold him to Roma, but it was kicking off a little bit. And he's 31, so we've got 12 million for him, and we got him for free last season, so that's just 12 million profit. In the middle of the free and one of our first big signings from Parma, we've brought in Sakati for 40 million. Now, obviously, that's not upfront. A lot of that is add-ons and installments. But I really liked him. He's only 21, so we brought him in to be a mainstay of this save. And as our left-side centre-back, we're going to keep Ozcan. So he came into the team partway through last season, did really well. He's got bags of potential, so we're going to keep him as left-side centre-back. We're going to be keeping Isaac Hine, who we brought in from Atalanta last January. As another backup as well, we brought in Lenny Yoro from United. And as our last backup at centre-back, we've kept Della. We're going to keep Lazaro as our starting right wing-back. And I think we've done quite well here. As our backup right wing-back, we've brought in Abdul Hamid from Al Hilal on a free. Hillary, who wasn't too bad for us last season, to be fair. We got him very cheap. We've sold him to, I think they're a Saudi club, for 3.2 million. So again, we've made a slight profit on him. We've also sold Nathaniel Brown. As I said last episode, it was a bit of a panic buy for 5 million, but we've managed to make a slight profit on him. Sold him to a Chinese club for 5.75 million. Our starting left wing back is Bradley Loco, who brought in from Brest for 5 million. And we also got our backup left wing back for free, and that was Stefan El Shaarawy. Central defensive midfield as our anchor, we're going to be keeping Samuele Ricci. And our main choice for Lante this season will be Fabian. As a backup for Ricci, we brought in Kajusti from Napoli for 2 million. And as a backup for Fabian, we're going to be training Housef Naipan to play a Volante position. Also brought in Aslani on loan from Inter. Ekelenkemp, who I bought last January, I wasn't too keen on when he actually played in the team. Couldn't get him sold, so just sent him out on loan to Las Palmas. We've also sold Gianluca Busio to Genoa for 2.7 million. We've sent the youngster that we got in our youth academy in season 1. We've sent him to Como, who are our affiliates on loan. One that hurt quite a little bit was Ilic, that we've sold to Inter. I definitely did not want to sell him to Inter, but he was kicking off all summer about wanting to go to Saudi. And then when I finally accepted that we do need to get rid of him because he's just going to destroy the squad morale, tried to get rid of him, and the only team that kept coming in for him was Inter. So we've sold him to Inter for 36 million. It's not bad money. That's why I brought in Fabian, because I knew eventually Ilic would be going. As our advanced playmaker for this season, we brought in Simeone Profundi from Udinese. Now, he is a wonder kid. We brought him in for 37 million up front. And it could eventually rise to be 47 million. So again, quite pricey. I think we actually broke the Italian transfer record for an Italian player. So brought him in, but I think he looks very good and he's only going to get better. We also sold Nikola Vlasic to a team in Saudi for 26 million. Our first choice backup for Profundi is Correa, who we've got on a free after he left Inter in the summer. And we've also brought in Milero from Barcelona on loan for this season. As an advanced forward, we're going to play Tammy Abraham up front, and he's going to be partnered by Colombo as a pressing forward. Last season we bought Luka Jovic for 2.5 million from Milan. He came in and did quite well for us. He scored 10 league goals. So he didn't do bad, but I just thought with Colombo and Abraham up front they were better. And we got an 11.25 million bid for Porto. We've got rid of Duvan Zapata as well. He did really well for us in our first 2 seasons. I do like him a lot. It's just that with Tammy and Colombo up front, I thought he was maybe going to kick off a little bit as well. So we've got him sold for 1.1 million. As a backup, mainly for Tammy Abraham, we're going to be keeping Divock Origi. We've also brought in Pio Esposito on loan from Man City, as well as Memphis Depay on loan from Juve. And lastly, we've brought in Onuachu again on loan from Southampton. So we started the season with an away win against Lecce. In the second game, we continued our good start. We got a good win against Atalanta at home. And then the last game that we played up to this point was a bit of a disappointing loss to Lazio. They were the better team, to be fair. We went a goal ahead and then kind of bottled it. So that means that after 3 games, we're currently sitting at 3rd, so that's not bad at all. So another decent start to the season. When we look at the season preview, was predicted to finish 8th, which I think was about the same last year. I think we might have been predicted to finish 9th last year. I want to try and kick on and get back into the Champions League spots this year, though. And obviously this season we'll be fighting on 3 fronts. We'll be in Serie A, we'll be in the Europa League, and we'll be in Coppa Italia. I want to try and do a bit better in the Coppa Italia this year. I've not been very good in that so far. The Europa League, there's some big teams in the Europa League. You know, you've got United, Tottenham, so it might be hard for us to go far in that, but we're going to B-team the league phase, and then I'll be using my best team every game in the knockouts. Serie A, again, I just want to finish in the top 4. I think we're a bit too far away to be challenging for the title at the minute, but I think top 4 is the realistic aim. We're in quite a decent place financially so far this season, so this season's been our biggest spending season so far, about, you know, buying Circati and buying Profundi, both for about 40 million. But we've done a lot of deals where we bring players in for free, or we bring them in for cheap and then we sell them for 10 plus million. So we are making quite a decent bit of money. 34 million in the bank currently, and we're not overspending on wages or anything like that. So we're in a good place financially. So I've jumped in at just over halfway through the league campaign. We've been very up and down this season. We've had a great run of games when I last left you after the Lazio loss. We got a win against Inter, then beating teams like Parma, Cremonese. So teams that should be beaten, but we were stringing some good results together. We lost against Milan, but then bounced back, getting a win in the derby against Juve, and then we went on a poor run here, and then we're just now on a good run again. So very up and down, very inconsistent. So looking at the league table, we're 5th currently, so just above Juve. So 14 games left and we're 5th. It's still all to play for. We haven't spent any period really in the title race. It's just now that we're starting to get near to the teams at the top. In the Europa League, we came 6th in the league phase, which means we go straight through to the round of 16. So very happy with that. I did say I was going to try and stick to using my B team. We did for the first 6 games, and for the last 2, the 2 that you play in January, we needed 2 wins. So I played our best team for those, and we got 2 wins. So we played 8. We won 5 against PSV, AZ, Karabag, a team I've never heard of from Hungary, and Leuven from Belgium. So teams we should be beating. We drew with Rapid Vienna away, a little bit of a disappointment. And then the 2 games we lost were Red Star and United. The first game we played in the Coppa Italia this season was at home against Genoa. Now that I had some PTSD about this game, obviously they thrashed us in the first ever game I had with Torino in this save. But we got a 2-0 win, goals from Vitic and Onuuchu. So then we moved forward into the quarterfinals where we played Cremonese. Now they weren't doing too bad at this stage, so I thought it was going to be quite a tight game, but we just absolutely battered them. Again, Colombo and Abraham up front have been lethal at times this year. So we're into the semi-finals. Well, we'll be playing our Derby Della Mole rivals, Juve. So obviously this series is all about trying to get out of the shadow of Juve. So I was actually quite happy to play them in the semi-final. Try and best them over 2 legs. The first leg's away, second leg's at home. So that's giving me more confidence that we're playing the second leg at home. It's a bit weird though, the Coppa Italia semi-finals. You play the first leg in February and the second leg in April, so there's a massive gap in between. We have had some transfer deals in January, not as many as usual. I usually do quite a few in January, but the only big outgoing we had was Lazaro, who over 2.5 seasons for us was amazing. Got loads of assists and got a few goals. We sold him to Lazio for 6 million. I definitely didn't want to sell him to someone in the league, and I definitely wanted more than 6 million. So a bit disappointed with where he's gone and how much we've sold him for, but it's just because I found a right wing back that was younger and just better. We've also sold Divock Origi to Galatasaray for 2.7 million, which is, I think, just about double what I paid for him. Another player who wasn't really getting many games this year was Isaac Hine. We've sold him to Granada. We brought in another centre-back as a backup, so no longer needed Della, but he's still got a little bit of potential, and he's been at the club since I joined, so I didn't want to sell him. So I've sent him out on loan to Albino Leffe, who are one of our affiliates, so we've got them and Como. My plan is to send him out on loan to them this season, try and get him out to Como next season. We've also bought quite a few players. We bought Diouf for just 1.9 million. We've had to send him straight back on loan to Spezia though, because he's a non-EU player and we haven't got any non-EU spots left. We brought in Sean Longstaff on a free. He didn't have a club for 6 months. He left Newcastle in the summer and just no one picked him up. So we brought him in for free. He's going to be a backup for this year, but he's probably someone who again, we might sell for a slight profit. I was happy with this signing, so it's Pasalic from Atalanta. I know he used to play for Chelsea as well. This is a new backup right-sided centre-back that we brought in, Della. We bought him from Salernitana for just 2.5 million. We've bought Abu Bakar for 6 million from Lens in France, and we've sent him out on loan to Como, our affiliates, because again, he's non-EU and we didn't have a spot for him. And then the last signing we made in January was Thiago Santos, coming from Napoli. He's a right wing back. He's replacing Lazaro for this season. It was 14 million up front, and eventually it can rise to 20. So jump forward again to the beginning of May. So the last game we played in the league when I last spoke to you was Parma. So we went on quite a decent run here. So we've got another 5 wins on trot against some good teams as well, to Napoli and Sassuolo. Then we went on off the boil a little bit. So we lost to Bari. We bounced back against Milan, were a great win. And then it was a bad run of games here, these against Juventus, Bologna and Roma. That Juventus game specifically was quite bad. Back on form a little bit as well, the win against Cagliari. But I'll show you in a minute, that run games against Juventus and Bologna and Roma did cost us a little bit in the league. So when you look in the league with 3 games left, we're only 9 points off Lazio at top of the league. So those games against Juventus, Bologna and Roma, where we got 1 point out of 9, really cost us. We were right in the title race until those games. Really, I kind of felt that the game against Juventus was a big game, that if we won against Juventus, we could have actually gone on to win the league. But I didn't expect to win the league this season. Hopefully we'll finish in the top 4. So, and that was the goal. So if we achieve that, I'm happy, but just a bit disappointed that we fell off the boil a little bit. So the league is over. We can't realistically win the league. But is there anything else that we can win this season? Well, in the Coppa Italia semi-final, we had our dear city rivals Juventus. The first leg was away at Juve, and in the first leg we got a 1-1 draw. They were the better team, to be fair, but our wonder kid Profundi from Udinese came in and got a goal. So it's 1-1, bringing it back to our place. And at our place, we were amazing. We get a 3-1 win to get us to our first final of the save. It's the Coppa Italia final. In the Europa League round of 16, we got Sporting Lisbon. Now, in the first leg was away, so we're in Lisbon. We went 3-1 up, and again, we bottled it quite a bit, and we're showing that quite often in the save, that we do bottle leads. But it's still 3-3 away from home. There's nothing to moan about there. We'll bring it back to our place again. And at our place, we got a convincing 2-0 win to send us through to our first quarterfinals of Europe. In the quarterfinals, we played Rennes of France. So in the first leg, we were away again, and we just got a 0-0. And in the home leg, we got a convincing 3-0 win against Rennes. We're in the semi-finals, and it was a bit of a switch up in the semi-finals. So in the semi-finals, we'll play our first leg at home and the second leg away. Obviously, you prefer to play the second leg at home, but it is what it is. But in the first leg, we've got a massive 3-0 win. So we've got a comfortable league to take with us to Eindhoven. And in Eindhoven, we did lose, but they didn't beat us by enough. So we lose 2-1. We're through 4-2 on aggregate, and we'll be in our first ever European final. So we've got a Europa League final to look forward to and a Coppa Italia final to look forward to. 2 massive chances for a trophy in our 3rd season. So this is our last 5 games this season. We've got Fiorentina in the league, Milan in the Coppa Italia final, Palermo in the league, Tottenham in the Europa League final, and Udinese in the league. Obviously, for the league games, we're just going to be completely B-teaming them, getting our best team ready for the final. So we've got AC Milan, obviously, at Stadio Olimpico, and we've got Tottenham actually at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So we're up against it a little bit. We're playing a Europa League final as if it's an away day. So here we are, Coppa Italia final against Milan at the Stadio Olimpico. Feels like our first big final. Obviously, we've had the Super Cup final, but this is the first big trophy. It's a standard team. It's basically our first choice, apart from Abdul Mohamed's come in for Santos. Ricky's been great this season. Fabian, nice ball. Profundi, Ricky, Abdul Mohamed. Oh, we've just got an injury for Ricky. I was just moving my lighting. We've got an injury for Ricky, one of our best players in the final. We're going to put Aslani on loan from Inter. Aslani is good, but it's not as good as Ricky. Half time, it's 0-0. We've been the better team. I'm just going to say we're delighted with the performance of the boys. The early highlight here. But we've been quite competitive with Milan. Milan and Inter are probably the 2 biggest teams we're competitive with. Time sticking away here. I'm going to look at a few changes. Going to bring Yoro on for Sakati, Pasalic on as well for Fabian. Time sticking by. I've just give a shout of encouragement to the boys. Come on. It's looking like it's probably going to go to extra time. Yeah, I'm thinking extra time's going to come here. 5 minutes added. Although I've never learnt my lesson that you should never say anything about this game because they absolutely listen to you. They're coming forward now. Get the ball, boys. You should never, ever say anything about this game. They listen to you absolutely 100%. No. Just going to go very attacking. We've got a minute, 20 seconds. We've been the better team by far. We've got a minute, 20 seconds. We've been the better team. And we've just let them... I mean, it's a good goal to be fair, but we're not closing him down. He shouldn't be scoring from there. And that's it. We've had 2 finals on this save. We've lost to Inter, we've lost to AC. We've got 1 left, obviously, this season against Tottenham. So here we go again. We're at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Europa League final. Just 7 days after losing the Coppa Italia final to Milan. I think he's managed to get back to be on the bench, but hopefully we can get 1 title. We can't keep getting to finals and losing. We've got our strongest team. We're away from home. The odds are against us, but we're playing Tottenham. If you want to play a team in the final, you'd ask for it to be Tottenham. We've got an early highlight, Profundi. He's actually wanted by Tottenham as well, Profundi. He's only been here a year, but he's a wonder kid, and so he's going to get loads of people wanting him. But he's got a corner again. In fact, I'm not sure how close that was, or even if it was close, but it's a good header. We've started well again here. Highlight for them. Decent ball. Son... No idea how that's not gone in, but I'm not complaining. Here we are, though. This is quite a back and forth game, whereas the last final, we were just battering AC Milan, but just over. In between this game, we did bounce back. We got a 3-0 win against Palermo, so the boys are encouraged. Come on. They've got to highlight your doggy. Why has he got that space? That's a goal. Where is Sanchez diving? He dived out of the way, and Basuma's still missed. This is 2 of the worst teams. We're like the Tottenham of Italy. Quite an active first half. Again, we've been the better team. Tottenham has had their chances as well, but half time's 0-0. I've just asked the boys to dig in and give it everything they've got. Ani. Ozcan. That's a good ball. Abdul Mohamed. Is it? Is that? But getting to 60. I'm going to make my usual changes. Depay on. Esposito on. I'm putting Depay and Esposito on. Colombo and Abraham's been good all season, but they've not really done it today. And Depay and Esposito has been in decent form. Klievski. They're passing it around. 72nd minute. Porro Gray. Klievski. What a save. Get in, Sanchez. Tottenham's been the better team, but it does look like we are going to extra time. So first half we were amazing. We've massively fell off second half. We've just tried to take pressure off the team. We've said that there's no pressure on them to go and win this. We've got Pasalic on for Profundi, Loco, Ozcan, Ricky, Memphis Depay, Santos. Get a ball in. Esposito. Get in! What? Is he calling this off? It stands. Get in. Come on. We do not deserve that from how we played for the last 8 sort of minutes, but I do not care. Come on, get another. Santos. Pasalic. Give it. Shoot. That was crap. Well, it's half-time of extra time and we're 15 minutes away from the Europa League trophy. Come on. I'm wanting to put Onuachu on, I think. I'm going to put him on. Drop pass. Yeah, Fabian off. We'll put Onuachu up front, target forward. There we go. Come on. This has to be on the big man's head. Come on. Oh, back in. Memphis. Pass it. Oh. We're keeping the pressure on though. Come on, Santos. Ricky. Santos. Well in, Pasalic. That's what we like. I'm thinking about going to my defensive tactic. Get out. I was nervous and I thought I was going to concede just before I made my changes. It's not done the highlight. Is he off? Is he off? Is he off? Please be off. I think he might be off. It's 1-1, but there's a highlight straight away. Come on, boys. Ricky. Go on. Go on, Esposito. What? Give up on that a little bit. This highlight's been going a little bit long. They've got the ball now. At least take it to penalties, boys. Don't lose in normal time. At least get to penalties. No. It's penalties. We're going to penalties for the Europa League. It's a chance to be heroes, boys. Come on. Esposito's the first penalty. My coaches have told me he looks focused. Come on. On loan from City. Come on, Esposito. Come on. You never ever save them, but come on, Sanchez. Come on, Pasalic. Come on. Come on, Sanchez. Come on, Ricky. Get in! Come on. We just need Sanchez to bloody save a single penalty. We've never saved one with Sanchez, Milinkovic, Savic, no one. Come on. Come on, Memphis. Get in! It's funny, the one player my coach has told me was focused is the one who misses, but come on, Sanchez. Well, we need to score this penalty. I forgot who I've made my fifth taker. We need to score. Oh, it's a big lad. Oh, it's a big lad on loan from Southampton. If he misses for us to lose, this is break my heart. Come on. Come on, Onuchu. Come on. Get in! Come on. I just need to pray for a Sanchez save. Come on, Sanchez. Not saved a single bloody penalty all of this game. Come on. 3 seasons we've not saved a single penalty. Come on, Sanchez. It's Archie Gray. He's going to bottle it. He's going to sky it. Come on, Sanchez. Come on. Well, it's the second final we've lost in 7 days. We'll lose the Europa League to Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's so disappointing because the 2 finals we've played, in the first one was absolutely a better team. Today was the better team for first 60 minutes and Tottenham were pretty decent. We've bottled it. We've lost it. We're conceding the 118th minute or something like that with this close as first trophy. But 3 finals so far and we've lost for all 3. So that's the end of season 3. Overall, it was a good season, but we've just bottled it at the end in the 2 finals. So it was a season of a lot of progress. We've come third. We've competed on all fronts. We've done well. But we just bottled it at the end. So the 2 finals, we've lost them both. One big problem for next season as well, I'll just show you that in a minute, is that we're currently predicted to fail FFP. So we've got a lot to do in the summer. We've got a lot of changes that we have to make. I do think that with the team we've got currently, with a few add-ons, a few new players, we might be able to challenge the league next season. That's going to be my main focus. I'm going to B-team the Champions League entirely, unless we get through the league phase, obviously. But I'm going to B-team that entirely and just focus on the league. I think we can do something in the league next year. We just need to sort our finances out. If you have watched this video, again, thank you very much. Take care, and if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, that'd be a massive help. Thank you.